The DALi project is a research initiative sponsored by the European Commission under the 7th Framework Programme. The purpose of the project is to assist the mobility of older adults on the verge of cognitive decline in complex and confusing environments. The system takes the familiar form of a standard walker with a few technological additions, which are carefully concealed to reduce the stigma of using the device in public spaces. The system senses the environment and collects information from other systems and sensors. It takes informed decisions on the best course of actions to recommend to the user. It gently guides the user through the execution of the plan it constructs. The user is always left in control, but his or her safety and well-being are constantly monitored. The Sea Walker is ready to take corrective actions in case of risks or of evident stress of the user. Because of its cognitive abilities, the DALi Walker is called Sea Walker, Cognitive Walker. Now, we will take a quick tour through the amazing functionalities of the Sea Walker. It is time to meet Vittoria, a nice lady who will give us a live demo of the system in action. In our fiction, she wants to go shopping. After a short bus ride, she reaches her favorite shopping mall and her adventure begins. As her first action, she picks up the Sea Walker and selects herself from a list of user profiles. She browses through a number of possible destinations, swiping on the touch screen. Each potential destination is described by a readable and intuitive symbol. She taps on her chosen destination. The Sea Walker queries a server in search of the route that best matches Vittoria's profile. Vittoria has chosen to go to the bakery. If no particular preferences is specified in her profile, the system simply selects the shortest route. In contrast, suppose she has a special requirement. She wants to always remain with a short distance from a restroom. We can encode this in her profile. If she now asks for the same bakery as before, the system generates a path accounting both for the length and for the position of the restrooms along the way. In the same way, she can express a preference not to walk across crowded areas. In this case, when she asks for a plan, the system queries the cameras deployed in different areas of the environment. These detect changes in the scene that indicate a strong human presence. The information on the presence of people takes the form of a heat map, where warmer colors indicate areas with greater human presence. This is how the planner would select a route from the starting point to the bakery number 1. And this is how the presence of the heat map modifies the path. Vittoria starts her journey. The system localizes her with good accuracy all along the way. The localization subsystem integrates a number of technologies. Wheel encoders and inertial platforms are used to measure the distance traveled by each wheel and by the walker, starting from a known position. QR codes and RFID tags can be attached to the floor. Whenever the walker detects a presence, it can reconstruct its position in the map. If no QR code or RFID is in sight, the system can take a picture of its surroundings and match it with a 3D model that was previously constructed. While Vittoria is walking, a big and clear arrow shows her the next turn to take. The display is very much like an ordinary car navigator, but the graphics are adapted to the specific requirements of older adults. She can also use a pair of haptic bracelets that vibrate to tell her where to turn. If the user has visual impairments, the correct direction can be shown by playing a 3D modulated sound in a headphone. For particular classes of users, the Seawalker can force a turn in a particular direction using brakes and motorized wheels. While Vittoria is walking, she finds herself in need of assistance. She taps on the policeman icon on the tap screen. The system links with the security cameras and looks for a person wearing a police uniform. The Seawalker helps her navigate her way to the policeman. While Vittoria walks across one of the aisles, she comes across a wet floor sign. The Seawalker detects the anomaly and plans a new path around the dangerous area. Seawalkers can also share information collected in the field. In this example, a Seawalker detects an out-of-order sign for the bathroom, and when the lady asks for the destination, a warning message appears. Anomalies are not only associated with risks for the user. In this example, Vittoria wants to go to the bakery, and the system informs her, before reaching the place, about the number of people waiting in the queue. This information is derived from the surveillance cameras overlooking the entrance of the bakery. As we have seen, the system can be adapted to the needs of different users. Let us meet Francisco, who is walking the same place with his own Seawalker. In our fiction, he hates walking in overcrowded spaces. While he is walking, he meets a group of bystanders obstructing his way. The walker detects the three youngsters using the front sensors. The system intelligence replans a new and safer trajectory. The system is able to monitor the emotional state of the user and take appropriate actions in case of surprise or stress. To do this, it uses a sensor that constantly observes the user's face. At some point, something puzzles Francisco, and this emotion is reflected in his facial expression. As soon as it detects the emotion on Francisco's face, the system generates a pop-up message to suggest a possible change of the plan. The system was tested with more than 20 older adults in Ciudad Real, Spain, and in Trento, Italy, and with the same number of careers. The users have offered precious feedback on future improvements and work directions. The DALi project was possible thanks to the enthusiastic cooperation of 8 teams spread across 6 different European countries. University of Trento and University of Siena represented Italy. 2 companies, Visual Tools and Indra, worked in Madrid and Ciudad Real, Spain. Siemens worked in Austria. The INRIA group worked in Rennes, France. The 4th group worked in Heraklion, Greece. Finally, the University of Northumbria worked in Newcastle, UK.